I am live. Is there any comments? Is there any people, anybody watching? Welcome to my channel. A very impromptu, very impromptu and last second. And let me go to YouTube, see if anybody is on. I am live. Helps if I mute this. There we go. Okay, so I'm coming on live. Am I on Twitch live too? I should be. I am live on Twitch too. Look at that. Look at that. Shows 0 people watching. That's okay so far. Somebody will pop on. Anyways, I'm on live. If anybody's there, speak up. Does this camera work? This camera is giving me major issues. Let's look at this camera. Okay. Hey, G Funny Money. Okay, so I found, I know Jason's going to pop on possibly. Let's see. He might be on already because I see 2 people. Yay. I found a major issue, I think, with my Voron 2.4 build, and I think I have to start over. I'm kind of lost. I will explain the situation to you as best I can, as to whoever's here. So, whilst I was looking at the motion system, which camera? This camera might be. You'll be able to see it on this camera, hopefully. Let me. Maybe not on this camera unless I get it a little higher. Let me get this camera a little bit higher. Hopefully my mic's working too. Whoops. If I get this camera over here, let me just get this camera a little bit higher. I have the power because I can go up. There we go. And I can lower that a little bit more, just like that. There we go. That's a better view. Okay, so the issue I'm having, my X gantry, right? Okay, X gantry. Why? I can push my X gantry's fine up here. When I get to here, it gets extremely tight. And I know somebody on the stream earlier had said, well, you're going to be loosening a bunch of stuff to balance it out, yada, yada, yada. But I decide, and everything works fine up here. And when I get back here and it gets tight, this starts to really be difficult to move. So I did a little bit of investigating, and what I found is, if an idea. So I'm at the front right now. This is the back. I measured between these 2 extrusions. There is a 4 millimeter difference. So it's the measurement up here is 4 millimeters wider than the measurement here. I am 4 millimeters narrower back here than I am up here. What kind of clued me into that was, if you look down kind of the barrel of this extrusion, it's pretty much level with this extrusion here. If you look down the barrel of this extrusion, there is about a 2.5 millimeter bump between this extrusion and this extrusion. So this extrusion is coming in at an angle, and this extrusion is coming in at an angle, and I don't know why. The only thing I can think of and looking at, because this part screws into this extrusion, this part screws into this extrusion, this part screws into this extrusion and this extrusion. My only thing is, could this be too short? Could this piece be too short? There's no play in these to widen that. There's no play in these to widen that. So why am I 4 millimeters narrower down here than I am up here? Why? So I'm kind of mystified, and I hope that made sense. But when I look at it from the side, which I never took a close look before, I look down the beam from the side on here. I know this, I can definitely see that this extrusion is going in. Oh, I've measured. Which other sides? So I'll show you what I measured. Hello, Zelter. Zixelter, Ricky B. You just loosen the rear screws and open the rear. So when you say you loosen the rear screws, let me go to this camera again. You mean you loosen these screws, top and bottom, and these, and it actually slid open? Because I couldn't find any play in that. when I tried that. And what I measured, where I measured, I brought this forward, I measured between here. So I measured up here, and this is 48 millimeters, okay? Oh, sorry, yeah, 48, 45, 46, 48 millimeters, or 400 and, what am I on, millimeters here? 400, 450, 455, 458 millimeters. Okay, 458 millimeters. And then when I turn it over and I measure here, so that was 458. This one is 454 millimeters. So I'm a 4 millimeter difference. Okay, so Ricky B, it'll move. So if I loosen loosen these screws top and these screws bottom, and this will move. Okay, I tried that. Maybe I just didn't give enough power, and I'm kind of panicking here because I thought even if I take this whole thing apart. Anyways, okay, let's just try. So let's loosen this. Let's loosen this right off. Loosen this one right off. Okay. Loosen this one right off. Maybe I just didn't even use enough muscle. I don't know. And then we have two on the bottoms. This one here. And this one here. And I can also see because the belts are curving. Like I'm exaggerating, but the belts are actually curving like this, meaning the middle of the belt is being pulled in wherever this gantry is. Loosen the 4 bolts attaching it to the Y carriage 2. Attaching it to the Y carriage. Oh, the 4 over here. Oh, I see what you mean. The ones that the belts are tightened around. Okay. Let me do that. Okay. And we'll loosen these ones. That won't affect the belts because they're already strapped in. Now, okay, so now you're saying to give it a bit of force, like, psht. Okay, let's see. Okay, I see now. I see where you're saying it's moving. Okay, let me tighten that. Let me just see. Let me hold this one in. This one seems to have moved. Get these tightened while I hold this in place. Okay. This one appears to have moved. Okay, let's tighten these two down. I just panicked a bit because I thought, how can this possibly be? I had the day off today, so maybe I just had too much time to think. Okay. So let's see if I can get this one to move. Yeah, this one's definitely out. Okay. Yeah, I may have to loosen the belts after I do this because this might tighten the belts too much. Although we're only speaking 2 millimeters aside. This one kind of bounced back in. Okay, let me loosen these again and pull this different. See if I can pull this anymore. Oh, you move the X carriage back to help. Oh, I see. Well, let's see what I did here. And before I move that X carriage, I'm going to give it a quick measurement. See if I made much of a difference. I didn't realize there was that much play. Okay, it looks like it looks different. It looks better. Oh, and the belts are snug now. Okay, let me measure. So we got the back. $457. Okay, and we got the front. $457 and a smidge. Let's see how much of a difference this made. Oh, I feel better. I was having a heart attack. Not a heart, I was panicking. I didn't realize how much I could move that. I think this is good. Okay, so you guys are going to chuckle, right? Because you're going to say, man, he panicked. There we go. That's better. Now I should be able to come back, and I should be able to move this across, back and forth. Now, are the belts too tight? They might be too tight, but no, I can move them relatively. I can always loosen. It's my AB belts may be a bit tight. My Z belts are okay. They shouldn't have been affected. But maybe I need to loosen off my AB belts a bit, but we'll see. Oh, thank you guys. I was going, what did I screw up? What did I miss? And I was just about to take all the belts out and take everything apart. Oh, okay. Yeah, my blood pressure did go down just a little bit. So, your gantry hasn't trimmed yet either, so don't panic. Yeah, that's true. Wow. Okay. But now that I can actually just move that back and forth, well, because and the reason I was concerned too is because we're going to be putting the clicky probe mount back here, and of course to do that you got to put this back to get the clicky probe mount, and that would not come back, and I didn't want to force it too much. Okay, now we're cooking. Okay. Well, while I'm here, why don't I spend an hour? What was I doing? Oh yeah, well I printed the clicky probe parts, so I printed more because I wasn't sure which one was the best one to do. So I printed the fixed version of the probe, which is this one here, which would go onto this one here. So that would make it a fixed in the middle type probe. And then I also printed the pieces to do a left mount. No, I don't need to start over, Stephen. We figured it out. I was not being macho enough to spread apart the to loosen these, and I wasn't pulling hard enough on these. I didn't want to break anything, and I wasn't pulling hard enough to actually spread these apart and get them to work. I want to make sure I've tightened up all these pieces to make sure that this doesn't come loose again and go narrow. I didn't realize how much I could actually split these apart and open that gap, because it was 4 millimeters off, and now it's maybe 1/10 of a millimeter, if that. But it's I think it's acceptable right now. But I just want to make sure these are all tight. Not that I'm paranoid, but I don't want that coming loose. There we go. You use the fixed with the over to the left piece. Okay, yeah, and that's why I printed this one. And Jason had also mentioned that's what he did. So I printed this one as well, which is the fixed over to the left, and that would screw on to Yara Chuma. And then I started to print, and I just did one. I started to print the adjustable, which I don't think I need, because this basically allows you to adjust the mount up and down. Whereas I think all you do is, if we put the fixed piece on, then we just have to adjust this up and down, because the bottom of that hot end can come off pretty simple. So, okay, so, whew. Yes, especially if you want a nozzle brush. Oh, okay. Well, I haven't put a nozzle brush on it yet. I haven't thought of that yet, but that is a possibility. Oh, let me turn my fan on. I was beginning to panic. I even started looking and say that e-extrusion, did they give me the wrong length? But it doesn't talk about what the length should be. And I thought, well, they wouldn't give me the wrong length. So yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to end up doing is the left-sided mount. So this one here, and these will just be, yeah. And I printed all these mounts and everything. These are all in carbon fiber PLA, so they're extremely, extremely strong. So, and I don't have to worry about heat where they're going to be. So it's not a big deal as far as heat goes. So although this particular carbon fiber PLA I've been using, I have a part that let me just see here. I laid down for a nap. I have to go back to work in about 4. Oh, that's fine. No problem. Got it figured out. And yeah, there we go. Yeah, so yeah, I have a bigger piece I printed, and it's been on the dashboard of my car for 3 weeks now. Everywhere my car's been parked, 3 weeks for in 30 and plus 30 Celsius, so 80 to 90, even high 90s, and just to see how much the sun's going to affect it. And I'm impressed how little warpage, very little warpage there is on the part that I'm leaving in my car. Anyways, that's a whole other story about this filament. So good. I didn't, it's an impromptu stream, my goodness. And I got actually people watching. Mind you, it's a pretty slow night on the Twitches and on the YouTubes tonight. So I had the day off. I was watching Modbot Army today and his build. So I'm just going to double check because these magnets fell out earlier because I took the probe out to get rid of the wiring on the probe here, and I popped out a couple magnets by mistake. So I'm just going to check my polarity or my continuity on this, just to make sure I didn't bend any pins or anything. So I want the mount to be able to flex a bit in case of contingencies. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, this is, well, that one's not it, but this one should, being like that. Well, I guess we'll get a bit of between the fixings there and the fixings there. There's going to be a bit of, I think the flex will happen up at the extrusion portion of it. So, okay, let's see continuity. Let's see if I get a tone here. I do get a tone. I just want to make sure if I touch these that I didn't wreck anything here on the magnets. Come on. Play the tone for me. Huh, no tone, why? So that's not good. So but I didn't touch this part, so that, oh, duh. It's got to be the wiring, not the magnet on this. I want the wiring from one side of this to the other. I think we're good. Yeah, and then from the other side of this to this, we're good. Okay, and then it's on here on the probe. I want the tone to be consistent right here. And we're good. Okay, I didn't wreck anything. Okay, Ricky B, see you later. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Okay. Anyways, I'm not going to stay on too long, but I just figure since I'm on and you guys helped me out here and saved me from a major panic attack. Oh, that's just music to my ears. But I might as well do something. Well, let's put some heat sinks in, and we can just have a little. Just get this whole clicky probe mount put together. I sorted out all my hardware today, all my screws and everything. Incredible. And I cleaned up a little bit, so it was a little bit more organized here. So, oh boy, let me grab Fixed left is on yours. Okay, yeah, that's what I've heard a lot of people go with is the fixed left. So why not? So we're going to pop this on. We're going to turn it to a low temperature. Yeah. We'll throw this probe together. I don't usually stream on a Wednesday night, but hey, my day off today. Give myself the next handful of Wednesdays off because I have not taken a vacation this year. So I think I deserved a few days off. At least that's what I'm going with. Nozzle brush and purge is the next on your to-do. I'll have to look and see. I gotta admit, guys, but I'm sure there's people out there that'll help as well. But I gotta admit, I looked at the at what I think is the config file, or what I have to add to the config file for the clicky probe, and boy, it looks complicated. It looks so complicated, but I think I'll figure it out. Can't be too tough. Okay. Let's see if these. I've learned not to heat this up too hot, and rather push these in nice and slow. There we go. Okay, cool. So it's easier now than it used to be. They simplified it. I can only imagine then how it used to be. If this is simple, again, I just took a brief look at it and see if it's simplified. And I also got to do the same thing for the LEDs that are going to go in it. Yeah. But hey, you know, you got to learn, right? It's the only way to do it is learn. Do and learn. That's my philosophy. Do it to learn it. Okay, I think that's all the... Why did I think I needed more heat insets on something here? While I got this on, what's, let's see. What other pieces do I have? Nothing that I can think of. I've got all the heat insets I need. The hot end is all built. And that's all put together. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. I cheated. Yeah, I did. There was no, this 5 volt power supply I have is the RS15 from Meanwell, which is plenty. It's a good enough to power the Pi, but they didn't make a DIN rail mount for the RS15. They made it for the RS25. So I just cheated and drilled a second hole, and it works. So it sticks out a little bit on the back, but nobody's gonna fault me for that. So, and then I have all my other mounts on. So yeah, let's just turn that off for now. Then I don't think I need to put any more heat insets in for now. So now I need to throw some screws in here. So these ones are probably going to be good with 8 millimeters, M3/8. You wrote your first one from scratch. Now that's something I could definitely not do. I don't understand it that much that I could do that. You're on your second marriage, so you're getting there. Me too. So do it, learn it. That's the way to do it. Yeah. M3/16s. No, I think M3/8s. 8s might be good enough for this. Let's have a look. Appreciate you guys chilling for a bit with me here. It's as I say, last second impromptu stream because I was panicking. Yeah, these 8 millimeters are going to be fine, and I got a crap load of them. With the LDO input shaper kit, there's a piece you can use to power the Pi. It's very cool. Really? Really? Okay. Okay, that's nice. So that's, boom. There's that part done. Now we throw the dock. So we can just take that off the dock for now. That magnet's going to be the death of me. Got to make sure that magnet goes in the right spot, in the right direction on the dock when I put it in. So you're going to dock like this. So, oh! Don't drop your clicky probe. Ah, good thing it's strong. There we go. That's better. You're going to dock like so. This magnet is going to stay in that way. And that's going to undock. So let's take you out. Let's keep this magnet in that way. And I think we can use the, no, we don't, we need longer than 8s here. Put it on the Pi and wire the 5-volt to the terminal on the piece. Saves you time. Oh, let me, stop it. I keep dropping my magnet out. There we go. I'm going to need probably a 16, M316 for this guy. Oh, which is right in front of me. I'll have a look at that probe in a minute. I'll have a look at my input shaper kit and see what you're talking about. I haven't opened the input shaper kit yet. So you go in there. Is that going to be long enough? Yeah, it should be long enough. Just don't drop the magnet out again. There we go. And don't tighten this so much that you crack your part. I've done that before. There we go. So that should be my successful clicky probe dock. So it's going to come in and go, and it'll stay out of the way. And then it's going to, oh, sure. I popped the magnet out. Oh, it's this top magnet I keep popping out. I may have to glue. They say this is the no glue version, but this one magnet on the back here keeps popping out. Let me just glue that one in. Yeah, see it? As it approaches this, it flies itself out. And it never wants to go back in the right way. No, it never wants to go in the right way. But it's a frickin' ingenious setup. This really is. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Don't you love strong magnets when they just don't want to cooperate with you? You're going to get glued in here if you don't behave yourself, you know that? Even though you're an NG part. There you go. You stay in there. No, because that's going to pop out every time. That's going to pop out every time. Unless I don't think I'm missing a part here. I'm positive I'm not missing a part. This is that little one that did I plug this in? No, I didn't. I don't have another camera handy, but that's that little one right that sits right in the back of this thing. That little magnet there. Hard to see, but keeps popping out. Anyways, okay, we're going to glue that in eventually. There we go. So that whole thing will just sit there, and that'll just dock like that. Now you're going to pop out again, aren't you? Yeah, you are. I'll have to glue that magnet in. Okay, cool. So we got that done. We can put that on the weekend. Let me find that part you were talking about in the input shaper toolkit. Let's just see. I haven't even opened this yet. Tape lock. There we go. There we go. Okay. So the LDO piece you can use to power the Pi. It's very cool. Okay, so let me grab my gizzers and open this up. See what this is. Is there any loose pieces that I have to worry about? I don't think so. So you're probably talking about this little piece here. Possibly. I don't know. So we got that. Then we got this little, whatever this little guy is. So these are the two little PCBs that come with it. This looks interesting. I have no idea how this is going to work, but hey, we will figure it out when we get to it. Okay, so this is it. It's got that green terminal on it to power your Pi. A green terminal. I don't see anything green on that one. What about this one? They might have changed the color, but yeah. So are you speaking that little terminal sticking up to power the Pi? Is that the one? But so that's gonna, huh. Oh. So you put it on the Pi, because this is the input shaper plug for the Pi. Okay. And then from the Pi, you power to this terminal. That way you don't have to power to the 5-volt power supply. So I don't need that 5-volt power supply on it. No. The piece hooks onto my Pi on my 2x10 pins. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay, duh. Okay, so this is going to plug into here somewhere. Okay, this will plug into here somewhere, and then I go from my 5-volt into this rather than worrying about finding a USB plug for plugging my 5-volt into the Pi. I understand what you're saying. Okay. So this will go somewhere on here. But how does this? Oh, it's got a little ribbon cable. I see. Okay. So we have a ribbon cable that is going to go from, the ribbon cable is going to go from the Pi up to the hot end, up to this. This must be the accelerometer, or is it? Yes, it is. That is a different accelerometer. Look at that. So this is the accelerometer, I'm assuming. I know that light is bright. Here, let me, you know what I'm going to do real quick here? I unplugged this earlier because I was having issues with a couple of my cameras. I'm still having issue with my new camera, but that's okay. But if I do this, you're going to lose my video just for a second. Yeah, I'll look at their docs, but yeah, I'm just kind of having fun guessing this here. And then we're going to get the video up in about 5 more seconds. So 3, 2, 1, here we go. So if I go to this camera now, there we go. So this, and this just looks so different, but this, I'm assuming is, oops, is the accelerometer. Come on, focus. There we go. So that's my accelerometer, and there's a little ribbon cable, doomerhickey, that goes in there, and that ribbon cable goes from this down to the ribbon cable holder on this, which is mounted to the Pi. Okay, interesting. And this is going to go on 10 of these pins somewhere. Oh, I like that. That's so much easier than the, so I don't know, it's probably not the right one, but that'll go something like that. Then the power will come into here. Actually, the power connectors are down here more, so that's probably going to go on somewhere like that. Oh, that is so cool. Okay. The elbow bracket is in the Stealth Burner STLs. Oh, okay, cool. And I think that's I printed 1, 2, hang on, 3, 4. I printed 5, 4. I printed all the possible accelerometer brackets. So let's leave this off here. Man, this build just becomes more and more interestingly fun. So let's put this back in here. Oops. And then we will, so this ribbon cable must be a lot longer than it looks. So yeah, this must be a lot longer than it looks if it's going from underneath from the Pi up through to the hot end through the cable chains. So that's either that or the, yeah, anyways, that's cool. Anyways, that's very cool. Oh, it's going to come up through the back, up through blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, so we'll put that back in there. We'll put that back in there. So one of these mounts is not like the other. Let's see. Looks like that one right there lines up perfectly on that. Anyways, I've got them all. Oh, it fits on that one too. Oh, those two are exactly the same. That's why it would fit on that. And this one, it does not fit. And this one, it does not fit. And this one definitely does not fit. So it's the one I printed 2 of, go figure. So let's just put them in with this so I know where they are. Look at that. Put this little gem back in its pocket. Oh, that is so cool. See, I was thinking accelerometer, looking at like what I've done on the rat rig and all the other things, having to run all those wires, blah, 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 but oh my goodness. Thank you, LDO, for making it so simple. Okay, cool. We got that. Very cool. Okay, very good. Awesome. Where's my chat? There's my chat. 11 of you still chilling out with me. That's cool. Twitch is very slow for my streamings, my lives. Well, Zolon's live. Loyal Moses is live. I'll probably go on to Zolon's channel in a bit here. But I just want to come on, actually. Honestly, it was a desperation move to come on, and because I knew you guys would pop on as well, and I knew somebody would have the answer as to why this darn gantry was so tight. And I'm glad I did come on. I really am. So, oh, do you want to see, who wants to see something a little more exciting too? For those of you that weren't on my stream the other night, was it yesterday or the day before? I don't remember. But look what I got. Look what I got. I got my Rat Rig VCore 3.1 upgrade kit. So it is a massive load of parts. It's a massive load of parts for the VCore 3.1 upgrade. Looks like all new bearings, pulleys, belts. Obviously, I've got to take the belt off, so I got new belts to run. So, and I'm pretty sure that there's a poop load of parts to print for me. Oh, it looks like I've got feet for it too. Oh, are those feet? No, those are new. Oh, those are. Oh yeah, it looks like it's got rubber feet for it too this time, which it didn't have. Or are there feet on it? I don't know. Couplers, new couplers. Yeah, so it's all the motion system. Pretty much it's a whole new motion system that's going to go on it. So it's been requested that I stream that upgrade live. So I will be doing that. Probably after this is done. Now that I don't have to take this apart, and start over, I am so happy. I'm so happy I decided, because I was just going to take it apart and say, what did I do wrong? And I said, no, you know, let's go on. I felt foolish, but I thought, let's go on and ask people, and somebody will have the answer. And sure enough, oh, I just have to keep pulling it back and forth to make sure it's real. And it is. So there we go. But hey, thank you so much. We'll just keep this short and sweet. I don't even know if I'll keep the video online. Maybe I will. Somebody else might run into that issue and say, hey, what did he do? But it's good for a few views. What the heck? So so you guys have a good night. I'm gonna pop off, and I'm gonna switch over and just pop on and say hi to Zolan and see what's going on over there, and then just take the rest of the night off and enjoy the rest of my day off, and back to work tomorrow. Tomorrow I get to go up on a 30-foot scissor lift. Yeah. So looking forward to that. So should be fun. I've never been on a scissor lift before. Never driven a scissor lift before, but I did the course and I passed the course, and this will be my practical on-the-job go at it. So wish me luck. Okay, guys, listen, thanks so much. I appreciate it. And we will talk to you guys on the weekend probably. Okay. Appreciate it. And thank you so much, Zixeltor, and for coming on and for all the help. So, okay, guys, see you later. Bye for now.